Why is he holding the back?
Your mics are live. Your mics are live.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? My name is Sean. I'll be your host for today. So welcome to Chinmaya Milan, and thank you all for being here for the second session of Off Topic. It's a new series where we take on different topics and explore them through a spiritual lens. We'll look at how something as ordinary as fasting can actually bring balance to our body, our mind, our spirit, and our soul. Let's begin grounding ourselves in prayer. May I call on Ravi to lead us with the opening prayers?
So we're going to pray that our speakers who have practiced and are very well rehearsed do a great job, which I know they will. We also pray that we as audience pay attention and are able to grasp the message and fully learn from what they have to offer. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahanao Bhavatu. Sahanao Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavahai. Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Ravi, thank you. So, this afternoon we're joined by three speakers who will share different perspectives on fasting as a lifestyle choice, a health practice, and as a spiritual discipline. These are Dexter Feliciano, Karan Devnani, and Brahmachari Sangeeta Chaitanya. So Dexter is a lawyer, an entrepreneur, and advocate of values education. He's also the founder and CEO of Think Office Corp and MyLegalWiz.com. He's the host of the podcast The First Step as well. Dexter is also a strong advocate for fasting, for health and wellness. Karan, the founder of Eat Pray Designs, a graduate of Panil LaSalle with a degree in graphic design. Karan brings a creative perspective of living mindfully and making space for balance in daily life. So may I introduce Dexter and Karan on stage?
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Okay, let's start.
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Dexter Feliciano.
I'm
Karan.
Sorry, I'm
yeah?
Karan Devnani, yeah.
Yeah, and my last meal was 3 p.m. yesterday, so I'm still alive. 3 p.m. yesterday, so I think I'm more than 24-hour fasted, right? So what do we want to share in this talk is how am I be able to talk like this, have a clear mind, not hungry after 24 hours of fasting, not eating. So I ate my last meal in Pampanga. I'm a Kapampangan. So I ate a good meal, and I had a podcast a while ago also. I talked about different things, different topic this morning, and now I'm talking about fasting again.
And when was the last meal you had?
3 p.m.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Wow. I had it at 1 p.m. today. Okay. So we're going to discuss a lot of things here. When we say intermittent fasting, a lot of people think it's a diet, and we're going to break that myth. It's not a diet. It's more of timing, and we're going to explain that. We're going to explain what it is, and why you should do it, and how we can do it. These are the three things we're going to explain. Yeah, and we have a presentation flow. You can go through it. This is what we'll be discussing today. And it's really funny that I find it very ironic that I'm the one speaking on fasting, because if you all know me, I eat a lot. And from the last 37 years, I put so much junk in this body that finally it's caught up to me, and now I'm fasting, and I'm here now, doing a talk on it. It's funny.
Later, Karan, maybe you can share your experience. I think you started a few months ago, right?
Yeah. So Dexter was the one who introduced me to fasting. So he's my mentor, you could say. Yeah.
Did it do well?
Absolutely.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll explain all that in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to share the one in the screen. No? So look at the different quotes from different fasting practitioners. So one of the practitioners is Hippocrates, the founder of modern medicine. To eat when you are sick is to fuel your sickness. So usually my parents, when I'm sick, they always want to feed me. But remember, when we're sick, we don't want to eat. I think it's the body calling us to settle down, allow your body to heal yourself. It's a part of the culture and love from the family that they need to feed you when you're sick. But actually, to eat when you are sick is to fuel your sickness, according to the founder of modern medicine. Fasting is required for students to think more clearly. Pythagoras is the founder of the Pythagorean theorem, right? And he required students to fast for 40 days. So medyo extreme. It's an extreme one, but during that time, he did that one. The best of all medicine is resting and fasting by Benjamin Franklin. And this one is very interesting also. A little starvation can really do more for the average sick man. It can best medicines and best doctors.
Did you say 40 days?
So 40 days.
I didn't hear that right. Yeah. 40. Okay.
Well, correct. Kasi for millions of years, our ancestors thrived while in a food-deprived state. We hunted, we gathered, and then crucially, we fasted. So how would they...
There was no time for breakfast when you were
Yes,
hunting
because
and
when
everything,
we were hunter and gatherers, like millions of years ago, people walked miles and miles to hunt and get food. And then after that, when they get their food, they need to eat all of those food, otherwise it will rot. There's no refrigerator before. Our eating pattern really is not 3 spaced meals a day plus snacks. It's really feast and famine. So through millions of years, our body evolved into that kind of pattern. So it has provided us hormones to deal with starvation.
Yeah. And everything is so easily accessible right now.
Yes.
You go to a supermarket, you have so many cereals, and you can just buy one and then you have breakfast. So that's why you wouldn't even think twice not to have breakfast.
Yeah, the modern world actually is just very young. 100 years or less, or 0.03% since we've walked the earth. So imagine that. Millions of years we're doing feast and famine, and then for just 100 years, 0.03% that we've walked the earth, we eat 3 times a day plus snacks.
5-6 times. If you add it up, it's 5-6.
For decades I've been doing that. I've been doing fasting for more than a year now, almost 2 years, but I feel great, just like now. More than 24 hours of not eating.
We're still hunting actually. When we go to the supermarket, we hunt for the best cereal. Yeah, so we are hunting.
But it's not like the hunting like going to the mountains.
Exactly, it's a different kind of hunt.
Yeah. So general disclaimer, again, I'm a lawyer. Karan is not also a doctor. So
I'm a graphic designer. I'm far from anything.
So just read the disclaimer. The information shared in this discussion is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing in this conversation should be construed as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment recommendations. You can check, we will be providing links and references, scientific journals later in the talk, so you can research on your own. What we're doing right now is sharing with you what we've been doing, our ancestors have been doing before, in our experiences as people who are fasting and doing exercise.
And we're really enjoying doing this topic because honestly, it's very controversial. The topic itself is super controversial. A lot of people think it's really bad for you, fasting. Some people think it's good for you. So,
but we understand because we are rediscovering it again. No, it has been blurred because of the modern times. The reason why we're always buying things is because of consumerism.
Modern consumerism, yeah.
Right? We don't need actually a lot of things in our lives, but because there are businesses who need to sell things, including food, that's why we're constantly being pressured, quote unquote.
Breakfast in itself, in essence, is a multi-million-dollar industry.
Yes, of course.
Just
exactly.
breakfast.
We will discuss that bit later.
Yeah.
So, why we're here and why we're not hungry, of course, intermittent fasting is an eating pattern where you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. So, it's not a diet. It helps you with your energy, just like me. I just did exercise a while ago. It helps you with your mental focus and it helps you with your cellular balance.
Yes, a lot of people think there's a misconception. They think it's a diet. It's nothing to do with diet. With intermittent fasting, I can eat whatever I want. Well, not too much junk, of course. If you because you have a window. A window is basically when I can eat and when I should stop.
Yeah.
And the window comes with timing. So if you time it right, then you'll be very successful in fasting. But if you time it wrong, if you start having your last meal at 11 p.m., your next day is going to be very difficult because it's just going to extend.
Yeah.
16 hours. If you're doing 16 hours, then it's going to be in the afternoon tomorrow, the next day. And so you just have to time it accordingly how you feel best fit.
Yes, exactly.
And every timing is different. Mine may be different, Dexter's may be different, yours may be different. Yeah. So I end my meals usually at around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And the next day I start around 11 or 12. That works for me. So I do 15 to 16 hours. Dexter is a different story altogether.
Yeah, because me, I skip breakfast and lunch. I eat dinner. For a lot of people, they love breakfast. You can eat breakfast and then you can maybe end early and then so that you can eat breakfast again.
Yeah, so we just said that it's not a diet. It's a strategy of timing. So if you time it right, then that's how you'll be successful in fasting. Yes, and it'll improve focus and your overall health as well. And we'll explain how it affects your health. I know there's a lot, leading up to this discussion, the last few days, a lot of people have been asking me, because I told them I'm doing a talk on fasting, and I've got these questions. You get ulcers by fasting, you get acid reflux, you get this problem, you get that, it's not good for you. Multiple people have asked me so many questions. And
that is actually what my parents told me.
Mine too, yeah.
So my parents, because in our province, in Pampanga, they love eating. Pampanga actually is the food capital of the country. The food is very good. So my mom, when I'm not eating, she's a bit bewildered. I told her, Mom, don't worry, trust me. No, I'm doing it for my health. So and now they are trying now starting to understand what we're doing.
My parents are still understanding. They're in the process. they haven't fully understood it. Why I'm not eating breakfast or why I'm skipping like my late night snacks, but I'm getting there. Hopefully this talk will do something different.
Hindi po ako bad influence. I'm not a bad influence for Karan. But
neither am I to you guys.
So again, it's a pattern, not a diet. So a diet means what do you eat and how much of that food is eaten. While fasting is how often you eat in a day. So there's a difference. It's not like it's a license for you to eat junk food, because after you fast, your body becomes clean. It becomes molecularly pristine or clean. So you don't need to immediately eat junk food. Eat nutritious food for your tissue or organ structural remodeling. So you are a new person basically after fasting.
And I've heard this in my own household, and multiple people tell me, you get one life. Why would you fast? Why would you? I get it all the time. You get one life. Just enjoy it. But it's more about self-discipline also. I think that comes into play. Doing fasting gives you a self-discipline which will help you in lots of other areas in life as well. Yeah. It's not just this area.
I just want to add on that one, Karan. You're not really depriving yourself. You can still eat what you want during your eating period. It's just that you just don't eat constantly. Because our habit right now is when we see food, we eat it. Yeah. We're like mindless eaters. Yeah. No, it's not. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just a knowledge gap for a lot of people that we need to be mindful all the time.
When we watch Netflix.
Netflix is one.
Yeah.
And other telenovelas that we watch.
So it's very different from starvation. I get this also. Someone told me recently, you're starving yourself. You'll get an ulcer. You'll do them. But I think after a lot of scientific research, we both have spent countless nights researching about this before this talk, and we have understood that starvation is basically the absence of food, while fasting is the presence of food but you having the discipline not to touch it. And trust me, abstaining from food is one of the hardest things you can do.
Yeah, everything is it's in the pantry, it's in the ref.
I sit every evening at 10:30, 11 p.m. and my wife and me were watching Netflix, and she's munching nicely. She's having her chips and everything, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, okay, Karan, be strong. Ignore.
It's a
ignore.
test of your strength.
The test, every night I test my strength. She tests my strength.
That's good.
It's good, it's good.
So it's different from starvation. Just want to add, starvation is when your body eats your muscles. As we will see later, that there is a stages of where we get our fuel. It's coming from glucose first, from the food we eat, and then the fats, and then the muscles. We starve when the body starts eating, quote unquote, our muscles. So from that time of burning our glucose to burning our muscles, it will take a long time because according to science, you can check it later, 100,000 calories, a normal body has 100,000 calories of stored fat. So if you don't eat, our body will eat that fat and use it as fuel.
And I'd like to, one very important word here, it's highlighted in pink, it's called pause.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most important words you can know in fasting, pause. Because we have so many meals in a day and we never think to pause. So basically, I think our bodies are made in such a way where we eat, and then when we go to bed, we digest.
Yeah.
And we give time for our digestive system to take rest. But what we usually do is, first thing in the morning, we start eating again, and then someone offers us something, we eat again.
Yeah.
We're always just activating the digestive
There's no
system.
rest.
There's no
There's
rest
no
in
rest.
the digestive system.
Yeah.
And it needs rest. Anything, if you do 24/7, it gets too much.
Yeah.
So pause is what we're trying to, convey here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, before we forget, it's okay for seniors definitely, but children is not recommended. So again, we're not doctors, but according to research, for seniors, the reason why it's okay for seniors, it can prolong your life because as seniors, we don't really move so much. Diba? So when we fast, you allow your body to heal itself. Because the process of cell rejuvenation that we will discuss in a while ago will take place.
Yes. And if you have comorbidities, then please ask
Consult
your
your doctor.
doctor or healthcare provider before you do fasting.
Yeah.
We don't recommend for comorbidities. Yeah.
Oh, this one is very, very interesting. Speaking of cellular rejuvenation.
How many of you have heard the word autophagy before?
Autophagy, yeah.
2, 3,
Diba,
4, so 5, 6. Okay, so we have a few 6 people who have heard of autophagy. Yeah, it's not bad, 6.
The reason why I'm doing fasting is not for weight loss. It's for autophagy, the physician within. It was when I studied autophagy, it was discovered by a Japanese cell biologist, a Nobel Prize winner, named Yoshinori Osumi, 2016 Nobel Prize winner in medicine, who discovered the mechanisms of autophagy. So basically, autophagy is the recycling mechanisms of our cells. So when we fast, when we don't take energy in our body, when we don't take food, the body recycles its cells. It gets those damaged cells and then recycles them and repairs them and converts them to new ones. Isn't that amazing? Just by allowing yourself to not eat. And remember, autophagy is not triggered when you are constantly eating. That's why a lot of medical studies, they were able to prevent a lot of chronic diseases. Chronic diseases meaning heart disease, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, because of autophagy. It's the cleanup process of our cells. Your body's internal repair and cleanup process, and it's activated. Initial activation is from 12 to 16 hours. So for example, you just ate, stop eating at 8 p.m., just eat the next day at 9 p.m. You already have some small autophagy.
9 a.m.
9 a.m., sorry. And then it increases as you go forward, just like a dimmer switch. So if you have a dimmer switch, right? Hello? When you go for like a 12 to 16 hour fast, you dim, the light increases, and as you move further along your fast, it increases as well. That's why 24 to 48 hours, significant increase, and then 72 hours, 3 days, peak autophagy.
Yeah, so basically what Dexter is saying is your cells are being repaired while autophagy is happening in your body, while you're fasting. And because you have healthier cells, that has a lot of benefits. And some of the benefits are there: brain health, longevity, immunity, energy. And all this is because better cells means less disease. I mean, it's not very simple.
Yes,
And
yes.
less disease, you have more immunity. So if you have bacteria, if your infection is trying to catch you, you have better cells to protect yourself. And yeah, energy. One of the main benefits is energy. You get better energy because you have better cells.
Yeah, correct.
And cancer prevention also. That happens because if you have better cells in your body, then you can prevent cancer also. According to science and according to research we have done, yes.
Yeah, the longevity slows aging at the cellular level because it renews your cells. It recycles damaged cells and converts them to new ones.
Yes, and if that wasn't enough benefits, then we're giving you more. So number one benefit, a lot of people do fasting because it's very anti-aging. And it all goes back to the cells. If you have better cells, then the cells are also present in your skin. And so it's good for your skin as well. At 16 hours, autophagy is at repair level. So your cells are being repaired. So you have better skin, better health, better energy.
Yeah.
And at around 72 hours, and we don't recommend doing this all the time. 72 hours, you can do it once you have already done a longer periods of time.
Just for the record, I haven't done 72 hours, but I've done 48 hours. I'm planning to do 72 hours when I'm isolated. Because when you are with family and friends, of course, there's always that social pressure to eat, right? Because that's how we bond. So I told my wife that maybe eventually we will go somewhere where we can just meditate and pray and have a 72-hour fast.
The Lord will help you.
yeah. And then, of course, enhance cognitive function. So when you're fasting, there's what they call the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Oh, I memorized it. It's actually the miracle growth for the brain. So imagine me right now, more than 24-hour fast. I can do this presentation. I had my podcast, and I can study really well because of this one, the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It provides you with clearer mind, sharper focus, a natural benefit. So it's amazing. No? You don't put anything in your body, but your body responds well, and it heals you and gives you more, precious cells for sharper and clearer mind.
Yes, and you have the reduced risk of chronic diseases.
Yeah.
One of the most common diseases in today's, especially Indians as well, and Filipinos also, is diabetes.
Filipinos.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, diabetes.
We love rice.
Yeah. So there's two types of diabetes. One is type 1 and type 2. And type 1 comes from genetics, and type 2 is from lifestyle. So according to research, type 2 diabetes can be reversed. And this happens because your insulin levels are at bay. Because you're not eating as much, you don't have an insulin spike all the time. And so because it's at bay, you can reverse it over time. And not just, of course, not just diabetes, but it's good for your heart. It's good for lots of preventing other diseases, because a lot of diseases come because of the food we eat. Maybe not short term, but long term.
Yeah.
Having so much, putting so much, and not giving a break to our digestive systems. It's just long term.
Yeah, correct. You just need to have that break. You can eat of course, we can eat whatever you want. You can enjoy the food whatever you want, but we don't recommend, of course, eating a lot of junk food. But you can still enjoy the food. You can still enjoy your life even when you're fasting. Again, metabolic switching. This is very important. This is what I was talking about a while ago. Our fuel, the fuel of our body, comes from different sources. The first source is the glucose. The glucose is coming from our food, the food that we ate yesterday. For me, I have already depleted that one. After 12 hours, that glucose or glycogen from our liver is depleted, according to science. So after that, it switches. Your metabolism switches from getting your fuel from glucose, switches to fats.
Body fat.
Body fat. That's why fasting is number one perfect for weight loss.
This is your visceral fat.
Yes, your visceral fat.
Yeah.
Your organ fats, all right, liver fats, etc. So there's a switch after 12 hours, and then it will burn that fat, definitely. And then it will create something that they call ketones. And ketones from fats are the preferred fuel of the body and brain. It's not the glucose that we ate. The preferred fuel of the body and brain is actually coming from our fats. Amazing. No?
To explain ketones also,
Yeah.
We haven't explained it really well yet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, ketones are coming from our fatty acids. So after, you want to explain ketones? Yeah.
So I'll explain a simpler way. So
Simpler.
basically, we have two energy sources. One is glucose, and once we deplete that energy source, glucose, then we also have our body fat, and our body fat releases small energy packets that goes to our cells, and they're called ketones. And that's a preferred fuel source because that's a more stable fuel source. Right now, most of us are using glucose as our energy because we eat something and we get energy. And when you eat something, what happens is, let's say you eat a piece of bread. That goes down and it breaks down as glucose. That glucose goes to your bloodstream and then insulin is released. Insulin is like a delivery system. It takes the glucose
To your
from
cells.
your blood and gives it to your cells for energy. Now let's say the glucose is depleted and then it uses that body fat that you've been having and it uses ketones and releases ketones as energy. And so glucose gives you a spike and a crash. So there's this whole business of spike, crash, spike, crash, spike, crash. We don't want that because it's not stable. But ketones are more stable.
Yeah.
Are more stable.
It always
energy.
taps on, when you eat constantly, insulin is always triggered.
Yeah.
So insulin is a fat storage hormone. So even if you eat little bit of carbohydrates, biscuits, etc., even if it's like lower calories, the insulin still spikes.
Yeah.
So when the insulin is always spiking, you cannot lose weight. So basically, you cannot do that. But the reason why we have this picture, Karan, of a pantry, this is by analogy what is happening in our body. Sometimes we do groceries and we put it in the pantry. It's just like eating food all the time. Then we always put in the pantry. The purpose of having food in the pantry is for us to consume it. But the problem is we don't immediately consume it because we constantly eat. The purpose of that's why a lot of when you put a lot of things in the refrigerator or the pantry and you don't eat it, it rots, right? So in fasting, we use what is in our pantry, what is in our body to sustain ourselves instead of letting it rot.
I've been doing that since 37 years. A lot of fat stored.
Yeah.
So healthy weight management is another benefit. So basically, because of course you are eating, you're not having a lot of snacks, you're fasting for 14 hours a day or 16 hours, you tend to lose weight. So you lose your body fat because you're using, of course, body fat as energy. So you lose that, and you lose fats, but you don't lose muscle. That's very important because, you know, Dexter, a few months ago, before I started fasting, I've actually been fasting 5 months now. And 5 months ago, I used to go to the gym, I couldn't do a pull-up. I felt it was, and that was because my body fat was high. To do a pull-up, you need a strong muscle to pick up your weight. Because my body fat was high, I couldn't do it. 5 months later, I've been able to do 10 to 12 pull-ups. And the reason is because I've lost my body fat while retaining my muscle. So I've been able to do multiple pull-ups. And the only thing changed was I've been fasting.
And your fuel comes from your fats already, because you were doing it in the fasted state.
Yes.
So amazing that we have debunked that myth that you need to have food to have energy.
Yes, yes. Okay, so when we fast, let's break it down. What happens? Let's go hour by hour now. You might wonder, like, you know, what happens? So when we eat something, let's say we eat a piece of bread, all right, it's a carbohydrate. It goes down and it gives you glucose in your blood and it sustains you for a while. So the first 4 to 8 hours you're sustained with that piece of bread. At around 12 hours, you deplete all the glucose and glycogen. Glycogen is basically, when you had that piece of bread, some of the glucose went to your blood and some were stored as glycogen. It's like stored glucose. So even that gets depleted at around 12 hours. And then autophagy just starts. So you start using your fats, your body fats, as energy. At 14 hours, you're using more fat as energy. You're using your body fat as energy. Stored fat, you could say as well. And you have more stable energy because now your glucose is depleted, your glycogen is depleted. and you're only using your own body fat.
Yeah.
And that has no crash, there is no spike in crash.
Yeah.
That's just stable. So you, after the first 16 hours, even I've noticed this, it gets easier. You know, you have a very sustained energy. Dexter, does this happen to you when you have breakfast or something, or like, you know, heavy breakfast? In the afternoon, you feel sleepy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or when you eat something.
Yeah, you will feel sleepy. When I was studying in law school, my practice is always eating before studying. But when I eat before studying, I feel really sleepy. My brain is slow, etc. So now I just discovered that the solution for studying really well is to fast before studying, not to have food inside. Because when you have food inside, the blood will basically go in here and process every food, and then not so much here in your brain. But that is just the not a technical explanation. The technical explanation is you have this enhanced brain function and increased brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is the miracle growth for the brain. It enhances your memory, it enhances your learning capacity.
To keep it simpler, you might argue also that if you don't eat something, you will feel hungry, and how can you think? That's also a valid, debate. But then I think what happens is, because we have conditioned our mind and body in such a way, having breakfast at this certain time all the time.
It was a habit.
It's become a habit, and habits can be broken. Hunger in itself is sort of a habit.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, hunger is a habit, and any habit can be broken.
Yeah.
And so at 16 hours now, this is where you could say magic starts. Because autophagy is going on, and your cells are repairing themselves. And it begins at a low level, but it is enough. You can actually...
Exactly.
Yeah, 16 is a good level to do fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, as you increase the hours, so autophagy increases, inflammation begins to reduce. So this is where all the magic happens. No, as we move forward with your fasting, fat burning becomes really active. The ketones are rising from 18 to 20 hours. Lower insulin, mental clarity is sharper, just like whoa.
Because you have no
Exactly.
crash. You're using a different source of energy,
Yes.
so there's no crash.
Exactly.
There's just stable energy.
And as you move forward, as you prolong your fast, autophagy and cellular repair peak, insulin sensitivity improves further, and once you go 48 to 72 hours, you start this magic. You know stem cell rejuvenations, when someone like inject you with a stem cell, you don't even need that anymore as long as you be able to achieve 48 to 72 hour fasting. Because according to science, which is the scientific journals that we will show later, maximum autophagy will help you create stem cells. So young cells that can make you live longer and of course, renew your cells and make you better, heal your body.
You're a new person altogether, because stem cells, I mean, yeah. You
I
have
agree,
new cells.
yeah. It's a new cell. Stem cells are young cells.
We both haven't experienced this, just saying. We've researched it, we haven't experienced it, but hopefully one day, let's see.
72.
Yes, if we're still alive. Kidding. Okay, so now what do you feel? I think we've experienced what happens.
This is very important also.
Yeah, what do you feel? Again, my fasting has peaked. I think I've done, at the most, I've done 16. Dexter, of course, has done more, but I can tell you what I felt, and this is somewhat very close, relatively.
Very accurate.
So in the first 12 hours, what will happen is you will feel hunger in waves. So hunger will come, it will go. Hunger is something, when we feel hungry, we're used to just quickly eating something. But Dexter has taught me this, in fact. If you wait it out for 15 minutes, if you keep yourself busy, it will go. And we've also, one thing you told me the other day was hunger is a habit, and it comes from boredom.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
What happened in our culture is we made eating as a hobby.
a hobby, yeah.
Hobby instead of doing other things. Like for example, I play chess. So when I'm a bit hungry, I just study chess. Chess is like a mental thing, and I read, I exercise, I walk, or I work. So I forget the hunger. I want to share, former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak of UK,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
always fasting every Monday for 36 hours.
Every Monday.
Yeah, Monday to Tuesday. So he will just work the whole day and then eat the next day. The reason why he's doing it is for mental clarity and energy. How ironic. We were taught to eat for energy, but actually, when you don't eat, you tap again the ketones, which is the preferred fuel of the body and brain.
And if you do it long enough, you'll lose the habit.
Yes.
And once you lose the habit, you will start understanding the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Because right now, let's say at around 10 hours, I feel hungry, I can't think. I'm telling myself I can't think,
Yeah, yeah.
And I think if I keep doing it for 2 weeks, non-stop fasting,
Yeah.
when I started, it was very hard for me too. I had
Me
headaches.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
It wasn't easy. So what you'll feel is you'll get headaches. I'll tell you right now. In the beginning, you might get headaches. You will have, you'll get hangry.
Hungry,
Hangry is
irritability.
the-
Yeah.
You get hangry, and you will feel like breaking it if you don't have the discipline.
Later, we will tell you how we can break that hungry irritability moment
Yes.
when we're fasting.
Yes, but once you get through the first 12 hours, then you will notice it gets easier. With
Yeah.
time, it gets easier. From 12 to 18, then you have stable energy. Your hunger sort of goes away
Yeah.
because you've already done 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then if you go even further, I haven't experienced it, I've read about it, hunger disappears
Yeah.
completely.
Ju-
Because your body is accustomed to it, it's used to it already.
Just to give you some expectations, according to Dr. Matson, a neuroscientist in the US and the author of Intermittent Fasting Revolution, he said that the fat adaptation or what do you call this? The adaptation to fasting takes 2 weeks to 1 month. So do not rush. So if you're new to fasting, just take the snacks first, maybe. Take the snacks out first and just eat 3 meals a day. And then after that, do 12 hours fasting, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And then just increase 1 hour and 1 hour slowly.
Yeah, so you don't have to start with fasting 12 to like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Usually, when we have lunch and we have dinner, we are used to having merienda
Yeah.
or siesta. What do we call it? Afternoon siesta. Skip that, at least.
Yeah. At least.
It's
at
a
the
small
very least.
meal. So once you skip one meal, your body's slowly adapting to
You let your body rest.
abstaining from a little bit of food,
Yeah.
and then slowly get into it. When I got into it, I started with 13 hours.
It's hard, no?
It's hard. It's very hard. I wake up every
Well,
morning.
initially, because
hard, yeah.
we trained our body for decades to eat constantly.
Yeah, imagine 37 years of always eating and then abstaining from food because Dexter told me so.
You're very lucky you started early. I'm 43 years old now. I started when I was 41. So I started late in fasting, but because of the benefits, I was able to
So what's your longest fast?
48 hours.
So I have a few years to get there.
Yeah, you started 37.
Okay. Okay, so the next is how do we fast? We've talked about what it is, the benefits of it, but how do we actually do it? I think the most important word of how is consistency. I can tell myself I'm going to fast. I'll fast on Monday. On Tuesday I'll skip because I have friends going out that night. On Wednesday I'll skip again because I have a party. On Thursday I'll try again, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the weekend, so forget it. Monday again. But again, that lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle change.
Yeah, and what will happen is I'll just if I don't do it enough, I'll just leave it. I think consistency. When I started Monday to Sunday without fail, and it comes from self-discipline. I think discipline is very important.
Exactly. Yeah.
It should be inside you. You should be happy. You should know why you're doing it. Hopefully, we have given you some benefits, so you would want to try at least. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that self-discipline and emotional self-control also mental. It's a mental thing. Fasting is a mental thing because we always trained ourselves to think about food. What will we eat for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast, all the time. So when you do fasting, you really have this emptiness first. You are breaking away from that habit of thinking of food all the time. So first, and then second, set a plan. No? Define your goals. Again, Karan, what you said is you need to know your purpose. You need to know your why. Are you doing it for weight loss? Are you doing it for health? Are you doing it to prevent sickness or healing yourself? So you need to know why you're doing it, because if you don't know why you're doing it, you will be able to not sustain it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important.
You have to have your own reasons. I can't be the one to give you reasons. You will have to be the one to want to do it. When in my family, I'm the only one doing it, and the others are not doing it, and that's their thing, and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But I know why I'm doing it, because I feel better. I can do a pull-up. Yay!
Yeah.
So
Before you cannot do a
I think that was my reason. I just want to do a pull-up, and I did it. And see what works for you. See what works for me today may work for Dexter, may not work for you. It depends.
Yeah.
I started at 13 hours. I have friends who start at 16 hours straight. Dexter is doing 48 hours. So everyone is different. If you feel 12 hours is good for you, then please, by all means.
Yeah.
If you feel 16 is where that sweet spot, then yeah. And
Exactly.
start slow. Don't start fast, because if you start fast and you try to quicken the process, then you'll just leave it, I feel.
The fasting-friendly options and maybe the practical fasting hacks are a bit related. So when you're fasting, it doesn't mean you cannot drink anything. I mean, you can drink warm water. You can drink warm water with salt. That is the basic one. Or you can drink your coffee with what we call MCT oil. It's a coconut oil. Green tea. You're drinking ginger tea.
I'm drinking
right?
ginger tea every morning, and that curbs my hunger to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I don't feel hungry for a few hours.
Yeah.
So it's just ginger and hot water, basically.
And for a lot of people who are feeling acidic with coffee, we want to suggest a cold brew. If you know UCC, they have this cold brew you can buy in Shopee. So you can buy that one. It's not acidic, and of course, again, water is definitely good one. No, in fasting.
Hydration is important.
Hydration is very important.
Because hunger usually, when it comes, it also comes in a form of thirst. And we can avoid that by just drinking water. Sometimes it's just not hunger, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also another thing is when I was starting to fast, usually we spend hour or 2 hours in eating lunch. What I do is sleep. So for me, I felt better when I just sleep instead of eating. Because during that time, you're still not working, you're just eating. So might as well I do sleeping so that I can eat around, instead of 12, I eat around 2. That's when I started. Or I play chess or study chess. That's what I do.
Keep yourself busy.
Keep yourself busy, or just continue your work. You don't stop immediately at 12. You continue your work and then maybe eat around 2. That is one of my fasting hacks.
Yes. And okay, now you've done your 12-hour fast. Now you want to break it, I have a friend, and he's probably watching this live right now, actually. Sorry. So I'm going to talk about him. So when he broke his fast, he told me that he asked his helper to order him butter naan and paneer tikka and all these amazing foods because, he did a 15-hour fast. And I think that's the wrong way to do it.
Just eat normally.
I don't think you should go all out and have all of these carbohydrates. I think the right way to break a fast is have healthy proteins and healthy fats. Examples would be avocado, Greek yogurt, oats, and fruits is excellent as well. And go slow, dry fruits. So what I usually do is just have dry fruits. And I'll have almonds and cashews and for a while it's like firing up your digestive system.
Yeah.
Before we eat a meal. Something light and then go slow. Yeah. But avoid sugar again because glucose and spike, crash, all that business comes again. So have some dry fruits, have something healthy, and then maybe you can have the sugar after you're fired up your system.
During the middle of the meal, not immediately glucose or sugar.
Yeah. Never in the beginning of a meal and never in the end of a meal.
Yeah.
It should be in the middle.
Oh, it's okay. Do's and don'ts.
Yes, so let's talk about now what can I do and if I'm fasting, what should I do, and what should I not do? Number one, drink a lot of water. A lot of people will have an argument saying that, but fasting causes acid reflux. The acid comes up, and you can get ulcers, And one way to avoid that is drink a lot of water. If you have a lot of water, it keeps the acid at bay.
Yeah.
So that's very important. Drink coffee. I personally don't drink coffee because it can mess with your lining, stomach lining. But you can if you want to. You can have it, but no milk and no sugar, because again, milk and sugar cause an insulin response. And what we're trying to do here is not create that response, so you reach autophagy.
Yeah.
And you use your body fat as energy. So anything that has sugar, no. Anything that has any calories, that was the right word.
Yeah.
If it has calories, then no. I've heard Diet Coke is okay though. Because Diet Coke has no calories. Someone told me this, but I ignored it.
I think it's ChatGPT.
Maybe ignore ChatGPT. So you can have snacks. No one's saying don't have snacks. Sometimes in the evenings I'm offered a snack. I'm offered some chips, and I'm already fasting. So what I do is, or the other day my father-in-law, he gave me a chocolate. It was around 10 p.m. What I did was I took that chocolate and put it in my pocket, and I said I'll have it tomorrow at 11 a.m. He looked at me very weirdly, like, what am I doing? But it is what it is. Yeah. So have snacks in your window. It comes from self-discipline. And when you break your fast, break it slowly, aram se. Don't rush into it. Again, have some almonds, have something light, and then slowly get into it. Yeah. Again, fire up the system before eating paneer makan wala and naan. And sleep well. Everything goes back to sleep in the end of the day. If you sleep well, you've given your digestive system time to restore.
Yeah.
And a good digestive system being restored is healthy.
And when you don't have a good night's sleep, you feel hungry. You will most probably tend to eat, not only eat, but eat a lot. So again, for don'ts, okay, here, you don't need to start really fast. Start slow. You need some time in a fat adapted state. As I mentioned a while ago, you need 2 weeks to 1 month to really be fat adapted. And don't drink liquids with sugar, carbohydrates like fruit juices, coffee with milk and sugar. It will spike your insulin during your fasting state. Don't end with a high carb foods or sweets. End with a good protein fats like nuts, yogurt, or fruits. Again, to prevent any spike in insulin, because if you end with the high carbohydrate meal, it will increase your sugar level, and then there will be an insulin overcorrection, and then after that correction it will go down and you will feel hungry again. So it will be hard for you to be consistent with your fasting. Don't overeat in anticipation of fasting. This was my problem before when I was starting fasting. So since I am anticipating to fast, I ate a lot of food. So it's not a good thing. Just do normal eating.
And protein.
And protein, yes.
Yeah.
Protein. Eat normally. Don't eat a large meal immediately. Also, after fasting, in relation to what you said a while ago, introduce small portions to warm up your digestive system.
Yeah. If you have protein, this is a hack, which we didn't discuss earlier, but if you have protein in your last meal before you're fasting, what happens is it keeps you full longer.
Yeah.
So good protein, yeah. So I try to incorporate some protein in every meal. At least then I can extend the fast and I won't feel as hungry the next day.
Yeah.
Ginger tea will help, but of course protein will keep you full longer. Yeah.
Okay, it's about the journey, so be patient. Success in fasting comes from the journey, not the destination. So sometimes you make some mistakes, you eat with your friends, it's okay. Go back again to that practice. It's not only for weight loss, again, it's for your health. It's for healing if you're sick, and costs nothing. It costs nothing. That's the magic of it. It's just you're tapping your amazing physician within, which is autophagy, to be able to heal and renew yourself.
And it's absolutely okay to fail. You can fail multiple times, but just start again. Keep failing. Just get up and start again. It's not hard. It's free to start again.
Yeah.
So keep trying. And to say something about this, I have a friend again. I spoke about my friend in India, and he was basically he has no idea about fasting. He doesn't know anything about intermittent fasting, and I told him about it. And for him, intermittent fasting, the word fasting was, when I told him, he was like, don't the wives do that for Karwa Chauth? And why will I fast? So I was like, no, 1 second. There is much more to that than fasting. There's a lot of health benefits, And so he's like, okay, let me try. I trust you. You know, you look like you're doing okay. Let me try. So the next day, I told him start 12 hours. I thought 12 hours is easy, not that hard. So he calls me at 9 a.m. and he's like, he had this voice. Bro, I haven't had any food. I'm very hungry. I'm dizzy. I'm this. I'm that. I'm like, okay. How many hours have you done? He's like, 6. I'm like, 6. I'm like, okay, that's a start. And he broke it at 6 hours or 7 hours. And I told him, it's fine. It's 6 hours. Okay, when was your last meal? He said 12 a.m. Like, okay, break it. The next day he was tried again. He tried multiple times, you know, in that week until he reached a point where he actually did around 12 hours. And it takes time, but if you do it consistently, the adjustment takes time, but if you do it consistently, you will get there. Yes. Sorry, by the way, he's actually listening to me right now.
I think debunking fasting myths are very important. So one of the most interesting and controversial.
Very controversial, because we all believe this. And let's have some fun now.
I believe this. I believe this for decades. So according to studies, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. Breakfast in the morning. Because if you will look at the word, it's break and fast. It's breaking your fast. You can break your fast later in the day, right? The reason why breakfast is not the most important meal of the day, because according to our body, biology studies, we release sugar from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. in anticipation of physical and mental activity. This has been wired to us in our DNA for millions of years. Why? Because according to our evolutionary biology, when we were hunters and gatherers, we don't have food in the morning. We always hunt. We walk miles and miles a day before eating. So we have adapted to it. Our body has adapted to it. So breakfast in the morning, to be specific, is not the most important meal
Your
of the day.
first meal of the day is the most important. But
Your
that
first
doesn't have
meal.
to be breakfast. That can be whatever you want to call it. Yes.
I will also call it still breakfast if I eat around 2 p.m. because I have broken my fast. It's break and fast. It should not
That's
be
your
breakfast.
breakfast, it's my lunch, but yes.
It's not actually, it shouldn't be breakfast. It should be break fast.
We're pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, we're pronouncing it wrong.
Yes. Yes, so another thing is you lose muscle when you fast. A lot of people tell me this. But then again, we've already explained that we're using our body fat as energy. So muscle is the last stage. You don't lose muscle until you lose those 100,000 calories that Dexter mentioned. So that's a long way. You have to be like nothing left to lose muscle. So you won't lose muscle for sure.
And you can't work out an empty stomach. You've just proven it. I've just proven it. I work out at an empty stomach.
Are you fasting right now?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I have 24 hours. More than, I think, 25 hours na siguro. Yeah, I think.
Okay. An empty mind clouds the indulged focus. We also spoke about this, that when you fast, you cannot think. Your mind needs your mind's always wanting food. But if you switch the energy source from glucose to your body fat, and over time, your body will adjust.
Yeah.
And you will think better and you will think clearer. And this is according to a lot of studies we have read. And I myself actually have reached there already, where I don't feel hungry anymore.
Yeah.
The other day actually I did 16 hours and 45 minutes. No hunger in between at all. I was planning to do 17, but then someone gave me a bagel, so I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay, it's not safe. According to myth, it's not safe. It will make you sick. Again, let's go back to Hippocrates, the founder of modern medicine. He said, to eat when you are sick is to fuel your sickness. It's totally safe because you are allowing your body, you're allowing autophagy to recycle those damaged cells, pathogens, viruses, and clean up your body, clean up your cells. So definitely, when you're fasting, when you're sick, will actually facilitate your healing.
And the amount of times I have heard personally in the last 5 months, but you can have fruits, but you can have milk, but you can have this, but I can't spike my insulin. Right?
Yeah,
and all of these things spikes my insulin. And so the main goal of fasting is to not create that spike. Because if you do not create that spike, what happens is we use our body fat and we want to reach there,
Yes.
to reach the effects of autophagy. And so, no, I can't have fruits, you can't have milk, you can't have anything that has calories. You can have ginger tea, you can have green tea, you can have Diet Coke, I'm not sure, but you can have a few things that have no calories.
Just to clarify, Karan, insulin, the reason why we don't want to eat fruits when you're fasting, because insulin will spike, and insulin is a fat storage hormone. So you cannot tap your fat if you are storing fat, right? So you need to lower down the insulin so that you can tap on your fats as fuel.
Yeah. And a lower insulin is good for all of us. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
and you know, fasting has been in our culture for decades and years, you know. And I'd like to call Sangeeta ji to speak more about this and how it's related to Hinduism. Please.
Dr. Grant, thank you so much. Allow me to introduce Brahmachari Sangeeta Chaitanya ji. She's a resident teacher at Chinmaya. Born in India, raised in London, she trained as a mathematics teacher before taking a 2-year residential Vedanta course in Mumbai under the guidance of Swami Tejamayana. Since 2022, she's been teaching Vedanta here in Manila, both in person and online.
Thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone. What do
Yeah.
you want to say after all of that?
Your slides were so much better.
Thank you.
Fasting is there in our culture for sure. And one form of tapas is called fasting. Fasting becomes one form of tapas. Scary, tapas. Have you heard the word tapasya? Tapasya? Tapasya, like those stories, one leg to stand.
Oh.
And all of that, and chanting and get some moves. Tapasya. So yes, that is one kind. But fasting, how is it like tapasya? Let's see. The etymological meaning, according to the scripture, tapas means fire, tapas means penance, tapas means self-denial. And that scares people a lot. Self-denial. Saying no to yourself is like an okay. I don't want to say no to myself. Self-denial. But there is a way out. There is a reason why we all like that word, tapas. Tapas has two things, shama and dama. Shama and dama are the two aspects of tapas, and let's try to dive deep. Shama is the ability to master the mind from distractions. Try to understand this with an example with food. You are seated quietly now, everybody is seated, and suddenly a thought of the food comes, your favorite food pops up. You know, cherry on top or cheese on top. And you know, you want to eat it. Say no there. No. That's tapas. That's shama. Dhamma. The ability to control the sense organs. Now you are seated quietly, and somebody walks in. With, oh, acha. And how do I operate this? Acha. Okay. This way. Maybe I can go back to Shama and Dhamma. Tapas has two things, Shama and Dhamma. Shama is the ability to master the mind from distractions. You are seated quietly, but the thought from within comes in and disturbs you and tempts you. Saying no there is tapas. Dhamma, the ability to control the sense organs. You are seated quietly, but somebody walks in with a delicious pizza. I don't know, whatever your favorite is. I love the Filipino halo halo. And if somebody walks in, you're tempted. You want to have it. So that is controlling and saying no to yourself. That is Dhamma. Shama and Dhamma being part of the tapas. And if you think about it, it means fire, penance, self-denial. You are burning something within. You're saying no and you're burning something within, the desire. And why this Dhamma and Shama are important? You have to achieve goals. You need to have something to achieve. That's why you are saying no to yourself. Now let's see what the scriptures talk about. In Vedas, there is quite a lot. Every student of Vedanta would have heard this word, tapas, at some point in the talk. I quote from Bhagavad Gita. Here, in chapter 17 of Bhagavad Gita, Sharira tapas is described. Austerity at the level of body, the bodily austerity. So the tapas word is translated as austerity here, more of self-discipline and self-mastery. 5 things are considered in tapas. Worship of devatas, worship of the brahmanas, worship of teachers and worship of wise, purity, straightforwardness, celibacy and non-injury. Any form of doing all of these becomes tapas. Now trying to link this to food. Worship of devatas. Today the whole session we try to demystify that. You are trying to worship your body. You are trying to really take care of your body and be more productive. That is worship of the devatas. Devatas can also be like you have an idol of worship. Bhagwan is there. You want to offer it there. That's why you want to do tapas, fasting. Twice born are the brahmanas. Again, today's topic goes back to the brahmanas. The researchers, the scientists, they are actually seekers, researching something. They are the brahmanas. And we are worshipping, we are standing upon what they are trying to guide us. That is brahmanas. So following that becomes tapas. Teachers, we have 2 teachers today. They're guiding us about it. So following that becomes tapas. Wise ones. So again, wise is the one who has gathered the information, taken the knowledge and now practicing it. So those are the wise ones. Again, I go back to the wise ones. They're practicing the fast. Then purity, and the Sanskrit word is shaucham. Purity or cleanliness. So you are actually cleaning yourself when you're fasting. And we saw that today. You are internally doing that aspect you might not see, but you feel it. But there is something. And personally speaking, when I was a teenager, when I did not know anything, I was a classical singer and I had to perform. Now to sing, every time I go on the stage, in the mic to sing, I am not able to sing. And the way out was, I am not going to eat that day. And it worked out well. So when I stopped eating and I'm singing, I'm more energetic actually. It's the other way around. So it cleans you. Straightforwardness is a little bit deeper. Straightforwardness, if you have to think about it simply, you being who you are. That is straightforwardness. What you think, what you stand upon is what you are walking on as well. That's straightforwardness. And that is tapas. Saying no to food when everybody is offering, especially the elders, is hard. And explaining them the reason, that is tapas, why and what you are doing. Non-injury in the whole process. Very, very important that I do not destroy somebody's intention, harm somebody's intention. You try to speak or try to explain them. Fasting, I'm standing upon it. In the process, I should not speak ill about it. In the process, I should not, how do I say? If I am standing upon the fast, I'm fasting, but if somebody says, you know, you cannot do this, you have to do this, and you are trying to answer back, that is wrong. That is, you are not in line with non-injury. You can speak properly, you talk to them nicely, That also is tapas. So these are the bodily level tapas. Austerity and fasting I try to link. Don't be scared. There is a secret to make it happen, which is culturally speaking is there. And the secret is when you are doing something, when you're choosing something every day, you are rejecting everything else around. Correct? Do you agree to that? Every day you're choosing, you're doing something. When you're doing something, you are not doing everything else. That is tapas by itself. Diving deep, these are the two key points that our culture has to make it happen. For tapas, for fasting, any kind of tapas, have a higher goal, higher ideal, or have the object of love or admiration. And these are the two ways to tame the mind. You can break your habit. How? Have a higher goal, have a higher purpose, have the object of love in front, and it will make you happen. So, for example, if I take Karan's, he invited everybody for today's session because he wanted to explain what he is standing upon. That's a higher ideal, higher object, right? And some of the examples are on the right hand side. Mahatma Gandhi, everybody knows, is a great freedom fighter, was a great freedom fighter, and his higher goal made him fast. He fasted a lot. All those historical figures, if you see, the time frame, he fasted a lot. And he fasted and he walked. It's not like he fasted and he was like, okay, I'm going to sit down. No, he walked, and that time we didn't have the social medias, but he had to advertise what he is standing upon. So Mahatma Gandhi and the higher goal helped him. Then Ekadashi or Navratri is coming. We do fast. You will see people doing fasting. Karina ji is here. She does the fast, I know. Why I'm picking on her? She really does. And the driving force there becomes a love for the Bhagwan, the God. And in Ekadashi, the word that we use, or Navratri when we fast, the word we use is upavas. Have you heard of that word? Upavas. Upavas does not translate to fast. Upavas does not translate, the word upavas does not mean fasting. Upavas means vasa. Vasa means residing, staying. Upa means nearby. So when you have a higher goal or an altar of devotion, the altar of admiration, you actually do things and you are single pointed. You don't want to disturb yourself. And fasting automatically follows. So upavas we do. I think in Sindhis you have the, well, we have the Monday fasting and the Thursday fasting. So that is there, and you clean yourself that day, you really feel. And if you see your week, Mondays you tend to speak differently. Thursdays you will speak differently. If you consciously see yourself, it automatically follows. The input is, outcome also becomes that. Then few other research people, Pythagoras we have seen before, Socrates as well, for enhancing endurance and staying focused, they used to fast. They were disciplined in their food routine. And why I have quoted them? Because I guess this was my mathematical mind which made me think these great figures. Plato's, he emphasizes on simplicity of food for clarity. The days I fast personally, I feel more focused in the studies. I feel that, okay, I can relate this subject to my life. I can apply it more. So clarity is important. And because clarity is important, I will fast. It's a driving factor. For us to take away from my side, having an altar of admiration and a powerful goal helps us do this tapas, shama and dama. And remembering Karan also again here, I would like to quote Gurudev. He said, introspect daily, detect diligently, negate ruthlessly, and substitute wisely. The first baby step is to watch yourself. Introspection is the first step. What you want, what it is. What is it that is disturbing you? What is it not disturbing you? You have to watch yourself. Introspection, detect. Once you figure out, okay, this is the problem, this is where I am getting agitated, disturbed, and I'm not getting clarity, or I'm getting to feel a little lazy. Detect. Then you have the, okay, I need to stop this habit. Negate ruthlessly comes. Negation. And negation is not easy. As we say, self-denial is not easy. It should be following a substitution. And I think we will have more substitution tips coming. So, introspection, detection, negation, substitution. Something to take away. Thank you very much. I think this is it from me. Yes. Hari Om.
Didi, thank you so much for such lovely insights. We'd now like to open the floor for a few questions, reflections from the audiences. If anyone has anything they'd like to ask Karan and Dexter, in fact, we highly encourage. Please raise your hand, I'll come to you with the mic. I think Amit at the back wants to ask something. Let me, first question.
Amit, we're ready for your question.
Hi, Dexter. You mentioned earlier about drinking warm water, and that's fine for fasting. That's my issue. I would go for cold water. Is there a major difference while you're fasting, where you're in the window and it's perfectly cold, or if any significant difference?
I think it's just a preference. I think you can drink cold water also, if that's your preference. I don't think there's a huge difference. For me, what works for me is I drink coffee actually with MCT oil. Actually, I brought something. This is MCT oil. You can check this one, and this is the cold brew from UCC. This is what I drink. But I also drink, of course, warm water just to warm my stomach.
It's on Lazada.
Lazada, right? Shopee.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Roshan, for your question.
Thank you.
Amit, you had a question?
So, yeah, Ravi has a question.
Oh.
Yes, thank you first of all to Karan and Dexter for the insights on intermittent fasting. My question is, there has been some guidance or advice regarding taking lighter meals. How would you compare that to intermittent fasting, and what are the advantages of that?
Calorie restriction.
Yeah, so basically, having lighter meals is a great thing. So breaking up your meals. So what we're saying here is basically you have a window, and it'd be very beneficial if you can break your meals in that window. So have 4 meals a day. That's very good, in fact. It'll keep your acid at bay as well. So have those 4 meals, 5 meals, but just break it up. So have smaller meals, but again in your window. In fact, that's more beneficial, in fact.
In your eating window.
In your eating window, yeah.
Because if you will space it throughout the day, there will no rest for your insulin. So insulin again will spike every time you eat, even if you eat with lower calories. The reason why we're doing fasting is to actually lower the insulin so we can lower our fat storage hormone. So it depends on your goal also. If you want to have weight loss or if you want to tap on autophagy, the one that we discussed a while ago, you really need to have a period of resting your digestive system.
And it's so easy to have a big meal because you're hungry. So you will want to have that big meal, but just slowly, take it easy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you once again, Karan and Dexter, for the wonderful insights. We appreciated that. I just want to ask Dexter. You
Yes,
said
sir.
you ate last, was it 3 p.m. yesterday?
Yes, yes.
And it's now almost
5:30,
5:30.
26, 26, 26 and yeah.
How are you standing, man? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He's sitting.
Yes, sir.
How do you manage that? Is that very easy for you? How does it come? It came through practice, or in between there are certain meals you take, small meals, or like what you said, water, salt water, or coffee, and the oil you mentioned. Does that really work for you? Every person has a different body intake. Does it work? Everyone has if they follow what you say, or you have to make sure that what works for you, you only take that.
Yeah. For me, sir, I've been doing this for more than 1 year. So almost 2 years I've been fasting. So I started really slow. I started with 12 hours of fasting. So I didn't go from eating every time constantly to 24-hour fasting. No, you cannot do that. So you need to start slow. The reason why I can do it, I'm already fat adapted. What that means is the fuel source of my body is not coming from the sugar from what I ate yesterday, but coming now from my fats. So believe it or not, I still have a lot of fats in my body even if I'm slim. So I am already in a fat adapted state. The fuel for my brain and body is coming from my fats. So that's why I can function really well. Maybe I can run marathon later or something. No, just kidding. But because of this practice of more than a year, I can quote unquote fast for longer periods of time.
One day I'll get there too, hopefully. One day.
But does it not decrease or deplete your energy?
No, sir. As I discussed a while ago, a normal body has 100,000 calories of stored fat. 100,000 calories of stored fat. So that is actually my fuel right now. Before we were taught to eat all the time because people are thinking that our fuel is mainly coming from the food that we eat. It's not true. There are 3 fuel sources. The first one is the glucose from the food that we ate yesterday or a while ago. And after that, it will switch after 12 hours of not eating. It will switch to your fats, which is the preferred fuel of the body and brain. According to science, it is the preferred fuel in body and brain. And we will post in a while the sources that we have. And
But,
actually through my experience.
But Uncle, just to also clarify, what you were saying is true to a certain extent. After 48 or 72 hours, as you see on screen,
Yeah.
your energy will become less. Your physical energy will become less, yes. If you fast, prolonged periods of fasting,
Around 48?
yeah, around
Yeah.
48 to 72 hours, your energy will become less because you don't have any glucose at all. It's completely gone. So it will become less. Because at the same time, your cells are regenerating themselves. So there is that happening as well.
Autophagy.
But once you eat again, then the energy will be back restored. Yeah.
So are you suggesting that ideal fasting should be not beyond 12 hours?
No, I would suggest 16 is where we start.
Yeah,
It's a good.
16.
It's a good.
16 where you start.
Yeah, 16 is good. Yeah, 16 is that's where Dexter started, I think.
Yeah, I started around 12, but
Okay.
I was able to prolong it up to lunchtime. So before I was always eating breakfast, and then I felt I'm not hungry during the morning. So I just extended it until the 12 noon. And then during the 12 noon, I'm not yet hungry. I slept, so I ate around 2. So I feel better, I work better, I study better because of fasting.
So the common is 16:8. That's the most common.
16
intermittent fasting.
hours.
16 hours fasting, 8 hours window.
Yeah.
That's the most common that is.
Is there an age factor? Let's say if a person is beyond 50, still gets 16 is an ideal hours, or better 12?
I think so. I think so for seniors, sir. 16:8 is an ideal.
16.8 is recommended.
Recommended
That is
for
recommended by
doctors.
all the studies we have done. 16.8 is basic and beneficial.
And finally, can the diabetes practice this also? A person who has diabetes.
So basically, there's two types of diabetes: type 1, type 2.
Yeah.
If you have type 1, which is from genetics, then you have to consult your doctor. Type 2 diabetes is from your lifestyle. If you've had too many, donuts
Sugary
and
foods.
sugary foods, then that's your fault. Then you can reverse it.
You can reverse it by.
You can type 2 diabetes can be reversed.
Diabetes can practice this fast.
Yes, because
Yes, sir. We will show again a study about reversing type 2 diabetes with intermittent fasting.
because your insulin level is at bay, and you have changed. It came from lifestyle, and you have changed your lifestyle, so it's possible.
Thank you. That's the only final one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Ah, Ravi there.
Please consult your doctor before starting.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
please
I
do.
have a couple of questions just to clarify something. So, for example, for Dexter. So Dexter, right now you're in a fasted state.
Yeah.
So is it correct to say if you consume even 1 calorie, your fast will end automatically? Tama ba yun?
Not really. One calorie.
Yeah. Or let's say 10 calories or 100 calories.
Well, usually I don't really. For example, does butter have calories? Yeah. No, it won't, because the one that we're preventing here is the rise of insulin. The insulin, which is the fat storage hormones, with having, for example, butter or MCT oil in my coffee, it won't break my fast because it won't spike my insulin.
Because
That
there's no carbohydrates.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it correct to then say that if I have something that's labeled as keto friendly, that my fast will continue even though I'm eating something?
Well, I'm not sure about that actually. Keto friendly. I usually just go for warm water, coffee, and tea.
Keto friendly will also spike your insulin.
Okay.
It will. Keto friendly, because I've seen keto friendly things. I have a keto friendly peanut butter at home. That will spike my insulin for sure. I've read the ingredients in the back. It'll spike it. Yeah. So I don't think no. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And to add to that, this morning I was making pizza at home for lunch. And Dimple was helping me actually, and we were making pizza. And I just, by mistake, I was fasting at the moment.
Oh.
I just tried the tomato sauce. And I told my wife, I broke my fast. Because of course that gives an insulin response, and it was a small mistake on my end. But yeah, I consciously think of these things now.
Yeah. Takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
There's another question.
So aside from MCT oil and I suppose butter as well, what other things can you consume without breaking your fast and maintaining autophagy?
Green tea, chamomile tea, any
Green tea, ginger tea.
Yeah. ChatGPT says Diet Coke. But I don't know.
No. Earl Grey tea, all the teas. These can prolong your fast and don't disturb autophagy.
And Dexter's wife, Katrina, she's in the audience. She mentioned you can have chewing gum, right? Sugar-free chewing gum. Sugar-free chewing gum?
Chewing gum, sugar-free?
Sugar-free gum, yeah. Because it doesn't have any calories, so...
Yeah, you really cannot, drink full water with sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, so any kind of coffee or tea is fine.
Yeah,
Black
coffee.
Black coffee, no sugar, and
No
milk.
sugar, no milk.
No milk, because
No
that
milk.
causes insulin.
But you can put MCT oil
Yes.
and butter in your coffee
Yes.
to give you. So if you're adding butter to your coffee, does that interfere with your body using fat, your own body fat as fuel?
That's
because you are consuming butter in that coffee or MCT oil in that coffee.
No, not really, because again, putting butter in your coffee, this just actually just keeping you satiated. It's not really disturbing your the mechanism of metabolic switching where it switches from glucose to fats. No, because that's just a small amount. That's just a small amount. It can burn immediately. So you don't need to put all the butter in your fridge, just a little bit, just to have a little bit of taste and a little bit of fat.
It's negligible, yeah.
Yeah.
Some things are negligible, small, yeah.
Okay, another question. What about protein consumption? So let's say you consume a food that is pure protein, no carbohydrates, okay, or maybe it has some fat in it, but it has no carb. So how does that affect fasting, and is that ideal to consume during your window?
It will give an insulin response.
Yeah, it
will still give an insulin response.
Gives you an
Protein,
insulin response.
exactly. So if it gives an insulin response, the point of intermittent fasting is not to have an insulin response, to reach autophagy, which is 16 hours. And so anything that causes an insulin response is not supposed to be had.
So one more. What are your recommended sources, good fats to consume during your fast, aside from MCT oil and water? Is there anything else that you would recommend?
During or after?
No, during your fast. Let's say you're putting some of it in your coffee. Is there anything else you can add aside from MCT oil or butter?
Nothing. You really fasting is really you want to
MCT oil, I'm sure you all don't know exactly what it is because we've been using this word a lot.
Yeah.
MCT oil is a stable source of energy as well. It gives you a little bit of energy to go on throughout the day. So if you're fasting for long periods of time, it'll help you sustain. So I've tried this myself, but my fasts are too short to even have it. My fasts are 15, 16 hours, so MCT oil doesn't help as much.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like Dexter, 23-hour fast or 24-hour fast, it's very helpful, as so I've heard.
Yeah, it's very helpful. It can prolong your fast.
Yeah.
But again, do not start slow. Start slow. Don't immediately do what I'm doing, because I've been doing this for almost 2 years.
Yes.
Thank you for your responses.
Thanks, Roshan. Thank you.
I think we have time for one more question, Raji.
I got a question. How do we maintain a fast for some of our family members who have maintenance medicines, right? And they need to eat something to take the medicine, right? So, what would you recommend? Just 12 or 16 hours? Because sometimes you can take a medicine in the morning or in the evening, as the doctor recommended.
Very good question, in fact.
You want to answer
You
it?
take it, Dexter. I'll take it out. You take it.
Well, number one disclaimer: we're not physicians. Consult your doctor for that one. But the main thing, the reason why fasting is very effective for chronic diseases like diabetes is for you to be able to consume the excess sugar in your body. So the fact that you still need to drink medicine is not actually what fasting is. I think the main goal of fasting is for you not to drink metformin, for example, or any other drug for your diabetes. It's for you to really not eat so that your body can consume the excess sugar in your blood.
And I think another thing you can also do is basically have shorter fasts. So it depends on your fasting window. If you have to take a medicine at 8 a.m., have your meal early the day before so you can reach that 8 a.m. the next day. So it's about timing. If you figure out your timing, it'll be very important. Yeah, it'll be very easy. Yeah.
But just to add, yes.
No, I just want to add, if you have any comorbidities,
Yeah, consult your doctor.
Maintenance medication, please consult your doctor.
Yeah, we started the presentation.
Yeah.
We started the presentation with that. We're not asking you to fast. We're not saying that. Do your research.
Yeah,
and make your own decision. Yeah. Don't come calling me and please. I'm not your sponsor.
I want us to share our references. So these are scientific references, though, for your information. So these are really scientific journals of fasting and books. It includes effect of intermittent calorie restricted diet on type 2 diabetes remission. So that's one by Yang Zhou. So everything is referenced, and this is what we recommend as a book. Intermittent Fasting Revolution, The Science of Optimizing Health by Dr. Matson. It's very helpful, it's very useful. And
this is the videos we watched along the last few weeks, and how we came up with this entire topic. So please have a look at them. In the end of this presentation, there'll be a QR code. You can scan the QR code and you'll have access to all of these videos. And if you want to know more, then you can watch them. And another hack, by the way, this is something we talked about. Another hack to be very successful in fasting is watch these videos. Because when you're watching fasting videos, you won't eat only.
Exactly. That is one of the effective fasting hacks. Don't watch food videos.
It's not like you'll watch a fasting video and have chips. I mean, so watch the videos, it'll help you prolong the fast. We'd like to also introduce Mr. Ram.
This is my brother, by the way.
Yes.
He was pre-diabetic, overweight last December 31, 2024, and then he started fasting for 6 months. Now he's like that. His neck is like the same as his head. Now he has still overweight, but still going to the normal weight range.
Guapo.
That's Ram. That's my brother, the younger brother.
Dexter, how many pounds did he lose?
40 pounds was lost. And then we were able to prevent him from being diabetic.
I personally myself have lost around 5 kilograms in 5 months.
Wow.
In the past 5 months.
That's great.
Okay, let's do a summary now on what we talked about. I'm sure you all remember, but a quick summary. Dexter, you want to start?
Yeah. I did some, notes now. What amazes me about fasting, it's the ultimate act of equality. What does that mean? Whether you're young or old, rich or poor, this intervention costs nothing. It's just letting your body allow itself to renew and heal itself and tap on our what is encoded in our DNA for millions of years. So this is one that's why I am excited to share it with you together with Karan, the amazing benefits of fasting, which is your physician within.
Yes, and we cannot stress enough that don't start with 16 hours, don't start with 24, start with 12, take it easy, start with 12, aram se. There's no rush.
No rush.
Yes, there's no rush at all.
Remove the snacks, siguro.
Remove the snacks.
First.
Remove the snacks first. Don't even do 12. Remove the snacks and just listen to your body. Do whatever your body tells you to do. Don't listen to me. Listen to your body. Yes, and there's a QR code right there. If you scan it, you will get this entire presentation. And if you have any other questions, you can ask us after this talk as well.
Really quickly.
One more, sorry.
How do you track your fast?
FAQ's over. Sorry, I'm kidding. Please,
how do you track this?
Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you, Ravi.
Zero. We have this app Zero, where you have a community of fasters around the world also who are fasting, and then it tracks your fasts.
Yeah.
Zero.
So Dexter introduced me to this app. Dexter has the paid version. I have the free version, so you can have the free version. Yeah. Maybe after a year I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
So.
So right now my record is 26 hours and 27 minutes since yesterday.
Excellent. Mine's still 0 because I'll start tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much.
Karan, Dexter, thank you so much. I think a number of us are going to definitely try fasting after this.
Good job.
We'll have the closing arti. We invite Karan, Dimple to perform the arti, and Ravi. And after the arti, we'll conclude with a short piece.
You're joining us, Ravi. Come between us. It's okay. Kebab haddi. Yeah, it's still on the YouTube. Hi, Sagar. What's up? Is he still there? Okay.
announcements. Before we close, just a few quick announcements. Ways you can stay connected and continue reflecting beyond today's session. The first is the Navratri Seva with Junior Chick. We'll be extending a seva to 35 women cared for by the Voices of Free Foundation. They'll be accepting donations for the next 2 weeks until September 27th, and every contribution will help honor the spirit of Shakti through generosity and compassion. Some items most needed include laundry soap, rice, sanitary pads, hygiene kits, and small appliances including washing machines or fans. For the full list of donation needs, please look at the screen or check with our volunteers after the program. And the second announcement is the Navratri prayers. So I can't see the dates, my apologies, but the dates and the timing of which are on the screen. So the off-topic series is a continuing series. This is session 2. More topics are coming. If you have ideas or feedbacks, we'd love to hear from you. You'll see QR codes on the screens. Feel free to scan them feel free to scan them to follow us on social media or join our WhatsApp community. And don't forget to check our bookstore. It's set up on the right side of the room with a selection of interesting reads. Thank you all once again for joining us. It's been a joy to share this space and conversation with you. Let's keep reflecting, questioning, and bring spirituality into our everyday lives. Are you?